seeing what happened in Colorado tonight, Laura, it makes me think, except we believe in democracy in Texas, maybe we should take Joe Biden off the ballot in Texas for allowing 8 million people to cross the border since he's been president, disrupting our state far more than anything anyone else has done in recent history.
There was no trial on any of this. They basically just said, what, you can't be on the ballot? I mean, how does that work? What's the limiting principle for that? Why could we just say that Biden can't be on the ballot because he let in 8 million illegals into the country and violated the Constitution, which he has?
Guys, you're not going to believe this. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has grown some balls. We got some Republicans doing something about this illegal border. This Biden border overtake, this zombie apocalypse. Tens of thousands of people coming across the border. What does this administration do? They do nothing about it. They do nothing. Absolutely nothing about it. Why? Because these are more voters. These are more people come to these sanctuary cities to ruin their city. But they don't know that's going to come and bite them in the ass 2024. It's going to come right around them and poke them in the eyes. Because the Chicagoans, New Yorkers, these Denver people, they don't like these immigrants coming through town running amok, taking up all their taxpayer dollars. They don't like it. And they're going to remember every time they see this non-speaking illegals over here trying to sell them some stuff or asking them for some money, they can be like, oh man, Joe, you're going to pay for this one, buddy. You're screwing this block up, this city. Yo, you're making it look messy with all these people who don't know not one word of English. They know to come over here because of you and all your little cronies, all your little Democrat friends who allow this to happen. Now we are fighting back. Now we got Ron DeSantis saying that, well, if he wants to do that and take, Trump off the ballot, then we can take them off the ballot over here in Florida. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. And then come to Texas, Lieutenant Dan Patrick is saying the same thing. We can take him off the ballot too for this illegal invasion of these immigrants. Let's take a look at this. Dan Patrick suggests taking Biden off the ballot in Texas. Whoa. Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick on Tuesday suggests taking President Biden off the ballot on Tuesday due to his handling of immigration, citing the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling to kick former President Trump off the state's ballots. Yeah, you heard that right. Lieutenant Dan Patrick. Coming in clutch. He's coming to fight this. He's coming to let this fool know that, hey, all you stumbling, mumbling buffoons up there supporting Joe, you're going to get it come 2024. We're going to do something about this now. We're going to fund the border. We're going to put up more barricades of $1 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. They're coming to fight back. To fight this stumbling, mumbling buffoon and these cronies, these Democratic idiots who thinks they can just let all these people come across the borders, all these military-aged individuals from all over the place. Venezuela, Mexico, Cuba, Africa, China, everywhere, unvetted, unchecked. And we have people like Joe. We're about to see that he thinks the economy's doing well. He's so far gone with his dementia and his poop in his pants that he can't even focus on the real statistics. Let's watch this.
About the economy, sir, what's your outlook on the economy next year?
All good. Take a look. Start reporting it the right way.
Mr. President.
How about the economy? All good. It's good. I know it's good. I checked this morning while I was cleaning my booty hole up from pooping my pants last night. He doesn't know. This guy has no idea. He has no idea where he's at right now. He's got this Secret Service guy in the background looking tired as hell. Look at this. Look at his bags on his eyes. This man is tired of Joe. He's like, man, Joe is running around doing who knows what, going every which direction. Can't control this man. This guy's like a rabid animal. He's going to fall and snap his neck, and it's going to be my fault. Look at him. He's like, oh, the president's going to fall and snap his neck on my watch. Dang it. Why me today? Why me? Let's take a look at Ron DeSantis, because he's tired of this too. Y'all want to throw Trump off the ballot for an insurrection? He wasn't even charged with a crime. No one has ever been charged with an insurrection crime, this rebellion. There was not nothing. No one had any cuss slapped on because this riot, this protest, right? None of that happened. So Ron's over here. He's like, you know what? Let's throw him off the Florida ballot because what he's doing with the border. We can do that. That's totally constitutionally appropriate. Nothing wrong with that. That's a real crime. When the government is turning a blind eye to these illegals coming across the borders, tens of thousands, record high in December, actually. We are shooting higher and higher heights with these illegals. Next January, February, they're gonna hit another record probably, then another, then another, then another. And then you're gonna see that all the states have all these illegals, whether they're sanctuary or not sanctuary, because they ain't gonna have nowhere to put them. Chicago's getting filled up, New York's getting filled up, Denver, California, all these states that are sanctuary cities, all these places are gonna be so full to the brim with these illegals that they're gonna overflow into these not sanctuary cities. But thankfully, Governor Greg Abbott has got a plan. He signed SB 4 into law just the other day, saying that they're going to arrest these illegals. They're going to arrest them and tell them, look, you're going to go back. If you come back, we're going to double your time. If you come, you stay, you do it illegally, you get 10 years. But if you come back and we catch you, 20 years in prison, 20 years. He's also throwing another $1 billion to the border wall at Texas to stop the flow. To put a bigger wall, more. We need more razor wire. We need electric fence. We need alligators out there. We need rabid dog. We need something out here to stop these illegals from coming. Because Joe was just like, yeah, come on, let's go, baby, let's go, run amok in here. Let's destroy these Republican states and Democrat because he doesn't care. Guy literally does not care. He's an old man without a leash. And boy, oh boy, he's running amok, people. Let's take a look at Ron DeSantis, what he had to say.
Look, on all these things, what you're seeing the left do is they will use the power of the state to advance their agenda. And you see that with the Colorado Supreme Court. I mean, look, if somebody's convicted or something of some of these things, there was no trial on any of this. They basically just said, what, you can't be on the ballot? I mean, how does that work? What's the limiting principle for that? Why could we just say that Biden can't be on the ballot because he let in 8 million illegals into the country and violated the Constitution, which he has? Could we just say, oh, well, they have money coming to Hunter, whatever? So I think the U.S. Supreme Court is going to reverse that. But here's the larger thing of what the left and the media and the Democrats are doing. They're doing all this stuff to basically solidify support in the primary for him, get him into the general, and the whole general election is going to be all this legal stuff. And look, it's unfair. They're abusing power 100%. But the question is that going to work? And I think they have a playbook that unfortunately will work, and it'll give Biden or the Democrat or whoever the ability to skate through this thing. That's their plan. That's what they want. What they don't want is to have somebody like me who will make the election not about all those other issues, but will make the election about the failures of Biden, the failures of the left, and how we're going to be able to turn the country around. If that's how the election's framed, we will win. But they are setting this stuff up. I mean, how do you have the timing the way they've done it with all these things? They're doing this for a reason. They have a plan in terms of what they're trying to accomplish. And do we want to have 2024 to be about this trial, that case, this case, having to put hundreds of millions of dollars into legal stuff? Or do we want 2024 to be about your issues, about the country's future, with a nominee that's going to be able to prosecute that case against the left, just like I've been able to do in Florida? That is a path to winning. And I think they're putting us, what the media and the left are doing with all these stunts, whether it's the Colorado Supreme Court, whether it's others. And there's going to be other Supreme Courts that are going to probably try to do this too. Maybe they'll wait for the end of these trials if there's conviction. But the liberal courts are going to try to do this. So that's what we'd be walking into, and it's not fair, but that doesn't give us our best chance to be able to win and to be able to do this in a way. It's a hard enough job as it is to do. To have all the distractions, I just don't think it's going to be something that's going to be feasible. Chip?
Yeah, just
Woo. Ron. That's what talk about, Ron. Let us know the plan, Ron. What are we going to do about this, throwing them off the ballots? How are we going to fix this? Well, we're going to take him off the ballots because of 8 million illegals coming across the border. That's unconstitutional. No president should allow that to happen. Trump would have done it. He would have been like, no. 8 million? No. We're going to stop this right now. We're going to nip this in the bud. Let's get Mexico to build the walls, right? He was going to try to get Mexico to do it if we didn't do it, which is hilarious. That would have been hilarious to see Mexico do that, but no, that's not going to happen. That's not feasible, right? But let's do it. Let's get a wall built. Let's get something done. This is what Ron DeSantis is trying to say, that, hey, if we don't stop this illegal crossings, we're screwed. How are we going to fund these illegals? How are we going to help them live? We got to help them live. The taxpayers got to help them live. We got to open our checkbooks to these people unwillingly. I don't want to open my checkbook to them. I don't want my taxes going to them. Why? Why? How come I don't get a decision to where my taxes goes? I don't want to go into no one who comes here to break the laws legally. How am I supposed to expect them to be a good member of society when they come here right away and break one of the first laws is you cannot cross the border illegally? You got to come here legally, and they don't. They don't do it, and Ron DeSantis knows. He knows that Joe is not doing nothing about it. I mean, take a look at this picture. All these people come to America. This guy's got a cross. Look at these people. Woo! It's an invasion right here. Look at this. Damn, look at all those people. We want Joe. We want Joe. Coming for Joe. Sanctuary City. Let's go. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now here's Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. He's letting Joe know that, hey, we got a plan. This is what we're going to do. We're going to also probably take you off the ballot too because you are playing dirty. We can play dirty too. Except we're not really playing dirty because the Constitution says we have a border. We have a reasons to take you off the ballot for sure. Not this make-believe insurrection thing. No one was charged with the crime. Trump isn't in jail for a rebellion. Let's take a look at this.
To deport them. Joining me now is the Texas Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick. Dan, now the White House said today that this law won't make communities safer. Your response?
So we spent a lot of time, Laura, in the Senate writing this bill along with the governor, and we believe we have a bill that will survive any type of Supreme Court challenge because we are being invaded. Arizona tried this about 10 years ago, but our law is different. It simply says that our law enforcement can arrest anyone, take them in, do a background check, photograph, do fingerprints. If they saw them cross the border illegally, we can do that. Or if they happen to reveal in the arrest stop that they crossed illegally, and then the magistrate will send them back and will escort them to the border. And they have a choice. They can go to jail or they can go back. And if they go back and try to come back again and we arrest them again, the penalty gets even higher. We're fed up. In fact, seeing what happened in Colorado tonight, Laura, it makes me think, except we believe in democracy in Texas, maybe we should take Joe Biden off the ballot in Texas for allowing 8 million people to cross the border since he's been president, disrupting our state far more than anything anyone else has done in recent history. And so this is so outrageous. 10,000, 12,000, 14,000 people a day crossing the border, 8 million
now,
people
the numbers,
since he's been in office, enough to be the 12th largest state.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Now, I think the numbers people are numb to the numbers now. It's the sheer mass of humanity that is obviously taking over cities, local communities, school districts, healthcare system, homeless shelters. I mean, it is overwhelming already overburdened state and local budgets. And now, Dan, this Congresswoman, Jasmine Crockett, decides, well, it's time to go after Texas. Watch.
I'm very concerned because the Republicans have never gotten immigration right. When you look at somebody like Greg Abbott, my governor, and his solution is to basically say, hey, we're going to kill people that are trying to come in. Like, that's not a solution.
We're going to kill them. What is this, North Korea? We're going to shoot them? There's their landmines at the borders? No, we're not going to kill them. We're just telling them, hey, come over here and there's consequences in Texas. We're going to arrest you. 10 years. Do it again. 20 years. Why don't you cross the border over there to Arizona, New Mexico, or California? Go over there and do that. They're okay with that. Joe says it's fine. He doesn't want the border wall built, even though he's being forced to build it, right? I don't know if he's still being forced to do it. He just said he had to do it. And, I didn't want to do it, but they kind of are making me do it unwillingly, right? He would rather spend our taxpayer dollars go on these foreign wars instead of stopping foreigners from, running across the border. Tens of thousands, record high. What a way to end the year.
So, Dan,
kill people?
You're a congresswoman from Texas. You're trying to kill people, you and Abbott.
Yeah. She's Jasmine Crackpot, not Jasmine Crockett. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Our bill, Senate Bill 4, says we can arrest them and send them back. We also passed another bill to put another $1.5 billion into building more wall, and we filed another and passed another bill, to deal with human smuggling because the Biden administration is doing nothing, Laura, as we all know. We know that hundreds of people on the terrorist watch list have been apprehended. That doesn't count all the people we don't catch. We know
they
that
don't
sex
care.
offenders, rapists, murderers have crossed the border, and Biden
They
does
don't
nothing.
care.
He puts our lives at risk. They don't care.
But,
Laura, our founders.
They don't care. No. Dan, they don't care about the Constitution. They don't care about the representative democracy. They don't care about democracy. And they certainly don't care about how many Americans and legal immigrants have been killed or brutalized or beaten or robbed because of the people they don't care. That's all a collateral damage. Dan, we got to roll. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, man. Man, Joe ain't gonna be able to live this one up. They're right. They don't care. They do not care. When these illegals come across the border and start committing crimes, what's Joe gonna do? Oh, well, they're good people. They're not bad people. They're not criminals. It's not like they crossed the border illegally, right? Joe's gonna play all stupid. Oh, no, they're good people. Those are good. Trump said they're bad, right? They're rapists. Though that's Trump's idea. It's not mine. I'm saying they can come here and take all our resources. It's not that big of a deal, right? But when we have another 9/11 attack happen, which I'm pretty sure is gonna happen, we got all these people coming across. We don't know who these people are. All these people on the terrorist watch list being captured or not captured. What do you think they're doing here? They're not here to help celebrate Christmas. They're not here to hoot and holler and talk about how they want to come here and have the American dream. They want the opposite of the American dream. They want to tear down the American dream, tear down the border walls, tear down your capitals, graffiti everything. If they had the chance to attack Joe, they would probably even do that. Forget Trump. Who's the leader right now? Joe and Kamala. If there was a riot, a real riot, and they were around Joe and Kamala, they would go after them. Why? Because they hate everyone who's American, even the people who support them coming here illegally. They would come after them in full force. It's unfortunate, but I'm glad to see, Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, Ron DeSantis saying they're going to do something. They're going to take them off the ballots. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You want to take Trump off for an insurrection that never happened? He wasn't charged for the crime. He's not in handcuffs. No one got charged with a single crime, but Colorado wants to take them off the ballots for something that he hasn't even been in court for. Where's the court hearing for his insurrection? There wasn't one. Why was he in jail? Because he didn't actually do nothing illegal. He went and had a protest, and it would turn a little sideways, right? We had these FBI informants. We had these protesters reacting stupid. There are some agitators in there that deserve to be incarcerated, right? There's some people doing stupid crap, but we also see the failure from the Capitol Police, moving barricades for them to get in, opening doors, directing them in the Capitol, tens of thousands of footage. Then Nancy Pelosi, he could have got them National Guard. Donald Trump said, hey, y'all want the National Guard over there? Nancy Pelosi's like, nah, we good. We got it. We're going to let them in the Capitol, and then we're going to charge you with a riot insurrection. We good. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe to the rest of you. See you on the next one.